Welcome please to the JVG podcast, where these G's are gonna spread their seeds of knowledge about the league. It's flourishing with these. These funny catchers seem to be well read, esteemed and honest. Like the man himself, Jeff Van Gundy. They are high IQ, so cerebral and funny. So if you're on the bus, just border on the dunny. Listen to the
JVG NBA Tribute Show.
You've maneuvered me here as if I'm some sort of a
spastic. You've maneuvered me here. You've maneuvered me here. Now I'm soon.
You can see visually how much harsher the second one is.
A Scot is to a What is the first accent?
I don't know if he is Scot. Is he Scot?
Or is he Welsh?
Liverpudlian or something.
Me. That's more like this.
I'm from Liverpool.
It's like smooth Liverpool.
The Beatles. John, George,
Paul, George,
Dick and Harry.
Yeah. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Oh, we are live. We are live. Been a while since the last ep.
Yeah, shit. It's been like 9 days.
9 days. 9 days since the last ep.
Do you reckon? Hey, this one's for you, the listeners. Do you think they can tell when we've had a meal before?
Drop it in the comments below. Do you reckon we've had a meal below? And we're about to reveal the answer in 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
No, not for this episode.
Damn it.
Yeah, yes, and I've had 2 meals of red meat today, and I only plan to usually have like one every month or like one every couple of weeks.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like I if I have red meat, then I'm good for like 2 weeks straight up. My energy levels are just like through the roof for like a week or two.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
But you don't just find yourself eating red meat more regularly than that?
No, I usually always cook veggie, and then like every now and again I'll get like a chicken burger or something.
Right.
Or like a tuna roll. But like not red meat.
Yeah. You just seem like a red meat guy, you know.
Yeah, don't I just?
You're a steak, but it's that guy over there. It's the guy in the bedroom. He's the most red meat guy I've ever met.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. What have you learned since the last episode? I went through a drill phase for about half a day.
A drill phase?
Yeah, like drill rap. I asked Johnny to send me recommendations, and bro, drill's shit.
Yeah, it's got a lot of crap around it, doesn't it?
It's so bad. There was one song that was fucking fire, dude. But like, for the most part, it's pretty bad.
Is it the rapping or is it the music? Is it the beats?
It's the beats. It's the beats because it's like they always do something wrong. They never had a melody. They never had like it's just all like disjointed and shit.
Right.
Because the drill voice itself is cool, but they don't maximize it. I feel.
Can you sing us a drill beat?
Oh man, I wish I could. I hate to be that. You know, I like always just put myself out there, making myself look like an ass. But I can't actually recall any drill beats, like off the drizzy right now.
Right. We're talking about UK drill.
Yeah.
Not like Chicago drill.
No, what's that?
Isn't that like what Chief Keef is technically?
I don't really listen to Chief Keef. Is he?
You know.
Raw.
Yeah. He did that before Designer did that.
No shit.
Yeah.
I bit my tongue. Is Chief Keef Kendrick's cousin?
No.
Who's Kendrick's cousin?
Baby Keem.
Oh, so bad.
Yeah. He's got some good songs.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the Kendrick gene.
No, not at all.
He's got the Baby Keem.
No, Chief Keef was like big Chicago drill rapper, and then Kanye was like, oh, I'll just put him on heaps of my songs.
Yeah.
And use all of his music, and everyone's like, bruh, Kanye's biting drill music. But different drill.
Yeah. Also, wasn't Drake biting drill music for a while there?
Fucking what? Before last episode, we watched. Was that last episode where we watched him introing the Toronto Raptors? And what we figured out would have been, 2014? 2015?
Yeah, 2015, I reckon.
It was not long enough ago for him to sound the way that he did.
Yeah. So he would have been like late 20s at that point.
The man has gone through like 6 personality changes since then.
Yeah. He's the complete antithesis of it's not a phase, mum. It's always a phase with Drake.
And I'm 38.
Do you reckon? I reckon he's like 34.
I feel like we also.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually,
I think you're right.
actually, you know what? I can I can. Hang on. Let me do it.
Nah, you were.
How old is Drake?
Drake is 35 years old.
So I was 1 year off. You were 3 years off.
What's your phone accent?
Indian man.
That's so good.
There's, I think, 8 accent options, and the other 7 sound exactly the same. Indian man is the only one that sounds somewhat different.
But is that just because it's like, jarring to your,
Oh, like that honestly sounds like Indian man, whereas the other 7 sound like Siri.
Right.
Like a version of Siri.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that could have been someone they put in the booth and then they like roboticized their voice.
Oh, yeah, like it could be someone actually saying it.
Yeah.
They fucking... So, I was reading an article about the woman who is Siri. She might even be the Australian Siri. They fucking... Apple pulled her in, like, 17 years ago, in 2005.
Oh my goodness.
To record all the sounds. And they've just been sitting on it. Being like, yeah, we'll get around to it one day.
Wow.
Yeah. And they got her in... It was like 3 days straight. Which, like, yeah, okay, that's a long time. It's not that long.
No, not at all.
But it's because, there's only so many sounds the human mouth can make.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what... Would she have done like the phonetic alphabet or something?
Yeah, it's like that. And then also, there's certain sounds sound different when they're next to each other.
Yeah, linking sounds as well.
Yeah.
Linkin Park.
Yeah, there'd be a whole fucking... If you're a linguist or whatever. Man, linguistics would have been cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
there is this one... Speaking of like fucking... it is a phase. I went through a lot of YouTube phases.
Yeah.
A speech expert, that was a good one. He like broke down accents from movies. Where people went wrong. It was like he didn't drop his tongue enough and like say shit like that. I'm like, so true.
Yeah, that guy was sick.
Yeah, and then there is a linguist as well. And that guy
There's a linguist on YouTube.
yeah, there's one. He's got a monopoly. Anytime another YouTube account tries to like start up, he just buys them. But he breaks down like sounds, and he always brings up all these random symbols and shit, and then he like says the symbol, and it's like, oh, that's exactly how that sounds.
Yeah. You know how we were talking about Venn diagrams yesterday?
I recall.
I was like, man, I'm going to look at the Venn diagram Wikipedia, but I'm not going to be very happy about it. But very, very cool Venn diagram that is the example Venn diagram they use.
Oh, cool.
Which I was like, I feel like, this is the roundabout way that I'm getting to this. I feel like the Venn diagram has become like a meme because somehow they turned like a statistical, mathematical, concept into just a meme format.
Yeah. There's making fun of maths. It's all the people that are like, oh, I'm so glad I used trigonometry all that times and hypotenuse in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I actually am.
But like a Venn diagram, I feel like it's been so abstract. The idea of it's been made so abstract that I couldn't think of what an actual good use for it would be.
Yeah,
because it's just all like shit posting. But come have a look at this, and
Alright, don't turn the screen.
I'll drop it in the comments. So it's the letters that are shared between the Greek, Latin, and Cyrillic alphabets.
That is a fantastic Venn diagram.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel! What's the bottom one sharing?
That's Cyrillic. That's the Russian.
Russian.
The Slavic alphabet. If you will.
Russian. Wow, that's I am definitely happy that I've now seen this Venn diagram. And the top right has to be English, right?
Yeah. I just didn't even realize like those letters in the middle. O, A, B, X, Y, H, P, T, K, M. I didn't even think that Cyrillic like had any Latin letters in it. I thought it was all just gobbledygook.
True.
But like, they turn up pretty commonly. There's some pretty common letters there.
O is definitely the most common letter, I reckon, across all. Even like some of those like Asian languages that use just symbols will have an O, I reckon, maybe. Or they'll incorporate some form of a circle.
Japanese, fucking correct me if I'm wrong here, anyone. But Japanese and Chinese characters don't have any circles. It's all like straight lines and stuff like that.
They're not all straight.
Korean has not straight, sorry, but they're all lines.
Yeah.
Korean has circles in it like all the time, pretty much every character.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So that's the linguist side of things done.
Now we'll move on to the law and order portion.
Oh my god, I've been excited. I've been looking forward to this. So also, but it's been a bit of an administrative nightmare my past week. But also, we should maybe explain why we're so late. Tuesday, I had to fucking pick my dad up from the airport, and before that, I had a Climate for Change panel meeting.
Climate for Change.
Yeah, that's like the name of the company, and they hosted this event that my uni mate hosted for her placement. Shout out, and then we all went there and talked about the climate a little bit, and it was pretty good. And then last night was my freaking mum's birthday.
Fucking, who saw that coming?
Me.
Right.
But I didn't tell you until the day, or maybe the day before.
No. Like there's no issue on my end.
Yeah, there never is, man. I think that's one of our strengths.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now we're recording it Thursday night, and I'm fucking full of red meat.
Yeah, and we're competing with the Deep 2
Oh yeah, you guys may have heard of that podcast
for the prime time.
Video watchers will get that one.
Patreon subscribers, etc. For the prime time Friday morning spot, which is when their podcast comes out.
Yeah, so their listeners will be like ready.
Yeah, 7 a.m. on Friday morning is when you can listen to the Deep 2.
Yeah, well, actually, side note, you can, if you're like up at like 10:30 on a Thursday night.
What?
If you're up at 10:30 on a Thursday night, you can actually also listen to it. But who wants to consume basketball content at that time?
That's so silly.
Sometimes me.
Come on. You don't... I mean, you want it to premiere first thing in the morning. That just seems like the most logical time to premiere a podcast.
It does make sense.
Yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Back to the law and order side of things. Why don't you take us away? You've been wanting to talk about this for a while.
Well, I went to the police station today.
Oh, yeah?
Preston Cop Shop, as they call it. Because a couple months ago, we had a house party. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to get into the deep details and name names and stuff here. But we have a friend, let's call her... I'll bleep that out. One of our friends got her wallet stolen at our house party. Someone took it out of her bag, went to the servo, put a bunch of petrol in their car, went to Coles, did self-checkout. Quickly, we began to suspect this girl who wasn't invited, who's also stolen someone's wallet before. We like matched up when she left the party and blah 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 blah. Anyway, the cops have been completely useless. Like,
no way.
Won't let name see the footage.
Why? What's the footage there for?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it actually? What's it there for?
Exactly.
If not this exact scenario.
And like, if you know who this person is, she's not going to go commit vigilante justice on this person.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if that's the only logical reason I can think of for not showing a victim the footage of someone, you know.
Okay, that actually does make sense.
But anyway, so this person doesn't care, doesn't want to press charges or anything, just wants the wallet back. Yeah. You know,
and probably surely the money.
Yeah. Like the money, you get the card money back from the banks.
True.
It had a $100 Mecca voucher in it.
Oh, that's tough.
You don't get that back from Mecca.
No.
And then like a wallet. You forget, a wallet's actually probably one of the more expensive accessories you own.
How much is your wallet?
I didn't pay for it.
Dude, mine was like $600 or $800.
$800.
Yeah, I'm sure Beep's name. I'm sure Beep's name is gonna get beeped out. But her wallet was like their wallet.
Yeah.
Was like $4 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reckon $4 grand?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about a specific wallet now.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, $4 grand wallet. So she's fucking $4 grand out of pocket now.
Exactly. As on top of all the other stuff.
So yeah, it's like, dude, just put the wallet in the mailbox. Yeah. You know. Anyway, I went to the cop shop today, and I know ACAB and everything, but everyone there was actually. They seemed quite well equipped.
Yeah.
For the job. There was a woman coming in. Again, I'm not going to share the details, but she was trying to get like a intervention order on her ex-husband.
Yeah.
And I was just impressed with how the police officer was dealing with it. You know, I think you kind of, you just completely assume, and you're probably right in most cases, that they'd be terrible at dealing with things like that.
Yeah.
Like talking to a woman in a domestic violence situation in like a constructive way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the guy did really well. And then this guy on this case was very friendly. You know, he's quite handsome. He's quite muscly, actually. I might lose a little bit of cum. And yeah, there was just I feel like previously when I've gone into police stations, it's been a very negative atmosphere.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been into a cop shop for anything, but it's just there's just something wrong there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I remember I went with my mate Brandon in one time, and he misplaced his wallet, and then we went in and they were like, he picked it up from the cop shop, and it was just like they found it. It was like something about they found it at a bottle, and he was like, "Oh, you probably shouldn't have been going in there anyway." And I was like, "Just give me the fucking wallet." It was just, it was like he was like trying to make a point. It's just like the kid is just picking up his fucking wallet, man. Just like let him pick up his wallet.
Yeah.
And then also we had a pretty good interaction with the cops outside of that event that one time.
True.
Outside the Wool store. By the way, Wool store?
Yeah, it was outside Wool store.
We gotta go to an event there again.
But I don't think they do them there anymore.
They do.
Oh, fuck.
That
They're
was
awesome.
the best location I've ever been to.
Yeah, that was very good.
They could be showing any sort of music.
Yeah.
Well, like electronic music.
Yeah.
And I'd be definitely down to go.
It was really good.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
And the stage was like 3 stories up. That was fucking sick.
Yeah. I feel like we should end note this with like most interactions with the police for people are bad.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But it was nice that there was like one. I think that was the first time I've seen a cop speaking to someone about a criminal matter. I'm like, wow, you're not being like an antagonistic dickhead about it. Like you're not using your power to kind of feel big about yourself.
Yeah.
Which is just, I mean, that's how you'd see it. That's just how you see it, especially when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
Especially also if you're not a white person. But yeah, this one time, it's the exception to the rule.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only news. It's news. You know what I mean?
I mean, how is this news?
No, but it's news what we're talking about. Like the 2
exactly.
diamonds in the rough.
Exactly.
Cop experience.
And one of them, the guy showing me the photo. So to end the story, he showed me a photo. It's the person we suspected. He didn't do anything. He just wasn't a complete dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a positive experience. It was just like a net neutral.
It was a bit positive
police
because of the handsome thing.
Yeah, he was handsome.
Well, jumping on that self-service thing you said there, I today went to Woolworths self-service and scanned my items. There it said $56 on the screen. It should have probably been $75, but I, made some decisions, and I went to pay.
Still a big bill.
Yeah, irregardless, I went to pay. I scanned all my items. I tapped my card on the ATM machine, on the cash machine, and as soon as I tapped my card, it said, "Please wait for assistance." Now, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. I don't know if you've experienced this. Have you ever had "Please wait for assistance" at that moment? No, neither. The person working at the self-service area was my cousin, and she was at the time helping a lady who was driving in like a motorized cart. She was helping her scan through her items. I looked at the situation around me and I said, too much headache. So I picked up my bag and just left the Woolies. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, replaying it in my head. I was like, I tapped the card, right? At that point, I've done my job. And anything after that is up to Woolworths. Because I checked the account, I had more than $56 on it. And then just something had gone wrong. Comes out to find later that my card is actually expired and I have to do a new card now. But I think it was like the most non-robbery I've ever done in my life.
Well, and I think with this new news that you told me the story originally, and then about half an hour ago we found out your card was expired.
Yeah,
I think this makes it it's a pretty unique situation.
Yeah,
yeah, and kind of good that you did what you did, because if you'd been like, oh hey, yeah, my card's not working for some reason, and be like, oh yeah, it's expired.
Yeah,
like what do you do then
in that situation?
You can't bank transfer Woolworths. Like I don't think they have like.
You also probably can't put the products back. At that point, surely there's something about like they've been handled or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like you're not getting your groceries though.
Yeah,
is the main takeaway.
But I mean, no one's probably going to get that grocery bag because they probably can't say like they probably can't put it back at that point.
You reckon?
Not a whole shop. I think one item here and there, but a whole shop is a bit like.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah, let's dwell on it.
Let's just have a think.
Let's just sit on that for a second.
Do you reckon it's one of those terrible things where it's like when people try to get like a whole basket full of shit from Woolies and they can't pay for it, and it's like, just give it to them. They're like, no, and then they just chuck it in the bin. You know what I mean? It's like, that stuff's out of the system already. Well, from what you're saying, I think they can probably put like a box of cereal back on the shelf.
Yeah.
And someone can take it.
Just not the fresh produce. By the way, the sweet potato I got today needs to chill.
Wow.
Bro. Fucked.
Holy shit.
Fuck. That is getting every inch. Every itch, sorry.
I've heard of engorged, but this is ridiculous. It's so funny that it's off screen as well.
It's just crazy. We're looking at this base of the camera and what the camera's sitting on top of.
Hey, no. The movie magic.
Just kidding. Yeah, so more Law and Order. I don't feel like I haven't even gotten to the start of mine.
Yeah.
So, actually, this isn't Law and Order. I'm going to go through the 3 main events of my last week. Main events of my last week. Last Friday, I was at the library, and I was like just chilling, doing my work. Not actually doing my work, scanning, looking at everything else happening. And this poor lady spilled water on her laptop. Like, such a comical amount of water. Like, maybe like 500 to 600 mils of water directly onto her laptop on the keyboard. And I was like sitting there watching, and I was like, man, that poor lady, I should do something. And then like 10 seconds later, I was like, oh, I should do something. Like I was treating it as if it was a hypothetical situation. And like, what would I do if I was in this situation? And I was like, oh no, this is like the situation's happening in front of me. So I went over, I was like, do you want me to get some paper towels? And then I went, because it's the library. Well, I'm at the library.
Yeah.
And so I got the paper towels. And then I thought of a funny joke. I thought that I should have said something like, I hope you don't mind, but they're in the men's room. I thought that'd be pretty funny. But I was like, she's probably just wants to wipe everything out. so I gave her the paper towels. And then she was like, she said something really nice that I didn't really hear. And then, so that was that on that. Second event that happened, apparently fucking RMIT tried to call me yesterday to tell me that I was overloaded and that I have to drop 2 subjects.
Oh.
But it's cap.
Like this semester?
Yeah, they were like, we don't want you to pay for like courses that you don't have to do, so we've recommended that you drop these 2 subjects. But it's cap. I have to not only do those 2, I have to do another one next year to fill my 288 credit points.
But
so
is this like you've done too many classes previously?
that's what they're saying.
Right.
But it's not true.
Right.
Yeah, it's not true. So I gotta go fucking talk to RMIT Connect. This is a really annoying one of those things where it's like, guys, what did you guys get wrong?
I don't know how. I understand there's been cuts and everything, but I don't know how school administration is so bad.
Uni admin was bad before the pandemic.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, they've been cutting university funding for a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But alright, like, I don't know, in high school, right? You know, you put all your classes in. Actually, you probably didn't have this problem at Northcote because there were so many fucking classes.
Maybe.
Like, we'd like put the subjects we wanted to do in year 11 and 12. So like, okay, deciding our future, no big deal.
Yeah.
And on time, occasionally they come back to you and they'd be like, yeah, we couldn't make the timetable work, so you can't do that class.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, the only time we can run that class is when you have another class that can't be moved.
Did that happen to you in your VCE?
I don't think it happened to me, but it happened to pretty much everyone else in the school.
You were the Ducks, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they probably built it around you.
They didn't know it was the Ducks. I was an underachiever. I wasn't an underachiever, but all the teachers were fucking shocked when I got the Ducks. Let me tell you that.
You know, my dad was also Ducks at Fitzy
Really?
High. Yeah.
Damn.
Probably predated you by however many years older he is than
40,
you.
50.
Yeah.
Brethren. Anyway, what I was going to say is the timetable was just like, I think it was just like one of the office ladies just working it out. She just had like everything, just like dozens of pieces of paper.
Oh,
And
no
she was just
way.
physically working out. I was like, there's got to be a very, very, very simple computer program.
Yeah.
You put it all in and
Yeah.
it's like, these are the possible iterations, you know? And maybe if there is somehow no way that it's going to work, it's like, okay, this is where the error is. This is the one student that can't do what classes they want to do. And it's just, that's fucking ridiculous. It took her like a month. It took her a month of working on it every day to work out our year 11 and 12 timetables.
Yeah. How many people are in your year level? In your cohort?
80. 80 at Fitzroy, 40 at Collingwood.
What?
And we like shared we shared VCE classes with Collingwood. Yeah.
With Collingwood College?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so random.
Yeah, I get on the train and go there for some classes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's whoa. So wait a second. So they would also have to probably factor that into this timetable.
Yeah. I mean, I get how it's complicated.
Moreover, yeah, you probably need to get like hire someone to do that.
Yeah.
There's got to be someone that has a program that's like, I'll bill you for 2 days work, and I'll give you 2 drafts or 3 drafts.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, like, I don't have very advanced computer skills. They're probably better than, like, I don't know, your mom. Like, I don't mean in your mom sort of way, but like, for example, and I can kind of imagine how I'd approach, making something that automates that,
Yeah.
Like, you can make an Excel spreadsheet and do that.
Yeah, that first, like, that's actually probably the second thing I'd do. The first thing I'd do would be timetable maker. I'd Google that.
Timetable maker free.
Yeah, I'd Google that. Timetable maker free. Okay, I found the link, and the next search is Life of Pets 2 stream free. And then I come back to it after that.
There's all this stuff about Gibby the clown. Whatever that means.
So, any other Law and Order situations for the week?
I think not.
I have one.
Oh yeah.
Funny you should ask. So I've got my notice of final notice, the message of final notice for my parking fine, and this cute little number is I'll give you the initial fee, $91, which is an outrage, which is honestly exactly the right amount for a parking fine. Because then you think about it. This current number is $255.
Fucking hell, man.
But I have contested the fees side of things, because I did get on to pay the fine within the first initial period, but the web page was broken. That like the City of Darebin payment web page was broken. So I was like, what? Okay, so I can't pay it. So I took a photo of that. I made sure to take a photo of that, and then they sent me the extension, and I tried to pay again, and it didn't work again. And so I just kept trying to pay, and I was like, I honestly, I know I said I held up my end of the bargain at Woolies. I actually held up my end of the bargain this time, sporadically. I might have tried
the
4
social contract. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have tried 4 times, but now it's $255, and I was like, why is this happening? Like, why didn't it just work in the first place? So I've contested it. Hopefully they come back and like, okay, we'll wipe the fees.
Yeah.
But
they should do.
They should. But there is also no place in the fines like appeal thing that was specific to what I wanted to do.
Right.
It was like, you apply for special consideration. You only just found out about it, and it's within 14 days of you finding out about it. You feel as though the reason for your penalty is invalid or unlawful, and all these different things. So I was like, none of these apply to me. So am I gonna like get arrested for doing the wrong thing there?
Was there like an other option?
No, there was no even other option.
Wow.
But I chose the unlawful or invalid, and just specified in the first sentence.
Nah, yeah, I get that. That's what I would have gone for. I was about to say option 3, option C.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, all these things are just designed to waste your time. Like, legitimately.
Honestly.
Fucking, when you get a fine, they're just the most obtuse things. They're not like, hey, we're fining you this much money for this. Here's how you pay it. It's like, fucking go to this weird portal and have your fucking my dick number ready or something like that. I remember I've successfully contested. I think I'm on 5. I think 5 Mikey fines. The first one just got waived straight off the bat. 2 after a letter of appeal got waived, and 2 I went to court for.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was going to court?
Fucking so funny.
Actually?
Yeah. Like, complete waste of time. So you go to the Magistrates Court, and they've got like 6.
Did you wear a suit?
No. Well, the first time I wore a shirt, because I was like, I don't know. And then the second time I just went in whatever clothes I was wearing.
I wore a suit. A tracksuit.
So the first time I went, I was like, funnily enough, I emailed Julian Burns.
Oh, yeah, this is the guy I always mistake for Josh Frydenberg.
Yeah, because he's running it. He was running against him or in one of those seats. Because he'd organised a class action against the Victorian government like basically being like the on the spot Mikey fines are illegal. Like there's no legal basis for them, and the court found in his favor, in the suit's favor, that there's like no legal basis to be fined for riding public transport in Victoria.
Wow.
So like it's a regulation, you know. There's all these things that the Victorian government enacts that are like regulations. It's like, well, you do that or we charge you money. Not all of them are like based on, you know, constitutional
They're
law.
not legally binding.
Yeah, well, you know, like there's no specific wording.
Yeah, right.
In an act of parliament that says if you're on a tram and you don't have a valid ticket, the government can charge you $270.
Right.
Yeah. So, but basically, what that means is that like any attempt by PTV to take you to court and make you pay a fine is going to fail. So you go and they try I think it was like 8 of us at the same time. Like you're all in the same trial period because the magistrates court.
Were they all Mikey fines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The magistrate court fucking hates it. Like it wastes so much time
And probably money.
and money. So and like they call everyone up. The lawyer representing PTV the first time. My God, he was the fucking. Oh, he looked like such a douchebag. He had like the classic shaved head ponytail.
Oh, my guy.
And then he was in like he had like little horn rimmed glasses and this insane like twee suit with a vest. Like he was on some like real corporate lawyer shit, but like, you know, you're working for public transport Victoria.
Yeah.
And he's like his colleague was just like this woman in a very ordinary pantsuit. You know? And yeah, so they like call you up and they're like, oh yeah, this is what's being laid against you. The magistrate goes, okay, so like what happened? Like, why didn't you have a ticket? Everyone has some bullshit story. Oh, I was late to do an assignment and my baby was due and my dad died a week earlier, so I was a bit stressed by that. Whatever they said, the magistrate's like, that's fine. Look, this is gonna go on your record, but we'll strike away the fine. Right. Every single time. The woman lawyer in the first one and in the second one, the legal representation for PTV didn't say anything. This guy in the fucking twee suit is just like getting so uppity, like trying to bring up like counter evidence to every you know, defendant's thing. And the magistrate's just like, what are you doing? Like, you know what's going to happen here. Like, he probably does it every week with the same magistrate. Yeah. Like, there's never going to be another result.
He had counter evidence?
Well, you know, he'd be like, oh, well, you know, at the time, actually, the transport officers found, you know, blah, blah, this, or that they said this, or, you know. It's like, fucking, I don't care.
Yeah.
The magistrate did not give a shit. She just wanted everyone out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah. That's like the court where they do real shit.
Everything. But that's the thing, is like, it's everything. Like, she'll probably be doing, you know, like a domestic violence, like, you know, bottom case.
Yeah.
You know, like the beginning of a case that could go like to criminal court or something like that. Or fucking trying something that can end up in the Supreme Court. Like, yeah. So Mikey fine, not of interest to the Magistrates Court of Victoria.
Yeah, and then it's like, if that's on your record, that's fine. Yeah. There's no job that's going to be like a differentiating factor.
And like, because it's not on your criminal record, it's just like there.
Yeah,
for the courts to see. So like, when I went for my second one, she was like, all right, this is better be the last time that I see you in here. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, same time next week.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, we're hitting the 35-minute mark here. One more Law and Order story. Okay. So, I stopped catching public transport a lot when I like stopped working at the bookstore. And I just like ride my bike to work. But so I haven't had like a brush with PT, you know, with public transport officers, with meth dogs, as you might call them, in quite a while. But the other day I was on a tram with my mum, and there was like 8 of them got on, and I was literally going like 4 stops or something. Didn't have a mic, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have one. Just like got up to get off. Yeah. You know, and all 8 of them just like followed me off and like, nah, that's fine, mate. You're just gonna wait here. We're just gonna detain you. We're just gonna, you know, perform like a with the police are on their way, so yeah, we're gonna arrest you. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, I'm leaving, and they were all just standing on the street, like, yeah, you're just gonna wait right here with the police, blah 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 blah. I'm like, no, I just walked off, and they're like, that's fine. We've given the details to the cops. Yeah, they should be able to track you down.
What was your mum doing?
She stayed on the She like got up and defended me, but I was like, Mum, like I was gonna get off in a stop anyway and get the bus, so you just go home, like to your house.
Where were you coming from?
We were out for lunch or something like that,
yeah.
and then I was going home. She was going to her house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you actually call the police and you're like, oh yeah, there's a guy who's got like Dickies, mullet, yeah, big puffer jacket, yeah, oh man, he didn't pay for his tram ticket.
He lives somewhere between South Yarra and Coburg.
Good fucking
he might have recently been in high school.
Yeah. And it's just like, they're just so full of shit. Like, they're not actually going to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's all just to intimidate you into giving them your information so they can fucking charge you $270.
Yeah.
Because your Mikey doesn't have 50 cents on it. Or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, did I tell you about the story about when I nearly shit myself driving? Have I shared that on... That was the last time I was actually on fines.vic.com.au. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember this at all.
So I was again. We should probably beat, but I was dropping someone off at Nico's in the city one time, and they had decided maybe we should get a coffee at 8:30 instead of my preferred time of 7 a.m.
Yeah, right.
And so usually I try to process that coffee. Probably takes 4 times to process before I'm like safe. So I probably had only squeezed out 2 or 3 processes, and I dropped the person off, and I was like, they were also miserably late to work because there was like roadworks throughout the entire city. And so then as soon as they left the car, I started driving, and I was like screaming like demonically, and I was doing 48 on a 40s street in the city, and I was looking for a toilet. I was like, I just need to find a toilet, or I'm actually gonna fucking shit myself. That's what processing means, by the way. And I was like searching around for a car spot for so long, and then not for so long. It was like a minute, but like I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna pay for a car spot, and then I'll just figure the rest out later. I mean, like, no, sorry, I'm just gonna pay for a car spot so I can just do a fucking poo.
Yeah.
And then I went to pay. It was $1.75 for 15 minutes. Insufficient funds.
No.
I had $1.68 on my card. And then I finally paid. I got the ticket, and then I got the 15 minutes of parking, and then I went into this arcade, and I was like on the inside dying, and on the outside I was like, "Hi, sorry sir, is there a bathroom anywhere around?" And then he was like, "Yes, just through there." Opened up the door, 2-second job. Yeah. In and out. Although I did use the whole 15 minutes to just like decompress and shit. But then I went on fines.gov.vic.au. That's not probably the website. That's not a plug. I contested the fine by saying I had an IBS attack, and they were like,
"Oh wow!"
Yeah, they were like, "Oh yeah, that's fine."
So it was a speeding fine for doing 48 in a 40.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, bum speeding fine.
Yeah. Oh, I also found out I think you can do 44 and it's legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, is it 10% over, or is it just 4 kilometers?
It's within 5 kilometers over
Right.
the permitted limit or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just in the city, like, fuck man, that place is a nightmare to drive around.
So bad.
If you accidentally go 48, if you intentionally go 48, I kind of understand. Nothing worse than really having to process when you're driving, because I don't know, like anything else, you're on the tram even, and you're like, I'm getting off and I'm walking to a toilet. Yeah. Driving is like, well, I have to find a toilet, and then I have to find somewhere to park. Yeah. And also then it's kind of like, I just pulled over to take a shit. Yeah. That's really embarrassing.
That's exactly what I did. I don't think you could call this your shit though.
Yeah. I remember I was doing drop-offs at work, and would have been on Brunswick Street in Fitzroy. On Smith Street in Fitzroy, when it like was bad, when it like needed to happen immediately.
Yeah. So wait, hang on. How far before that did you feel the urge?
I probably felt the urge about 15 minutes before that.
See, this is fucking bullshit, dude. No, it's an immediate thing for me. Yeah. It's just all of the sudden.
Yeah.
We're on.
Yeah. This was like, all right, I could do it.
Yeah,
and then 15 minutes later, it's like, well, I need to do it.
Yeah.
And then I went to all the way down to Richmond, all the way across the Carlton, before I could find a moment to stop and do a poo.
Oh my goodness!
It was so
before you could
bad.
find a toilet.
Yeah, well, it was just there's just nowhere to stop.
Yeah.
It was I wasn't gonna go into one of the shops and be like, "Can I use your bathroom?"
Yeah.
And do an absolute mess in there and then leave.
Yeah. But also,
I could have done that.
yeah, and also, I've got an idea for those businesses. Make people check into your company just to check in,
Right.
because then at least you're not losing money, but you are gaining publicity.
Right. What do you mean?
Just instead of them trading, and instead of you going and transfer of tender and goods, you give them this little check-in to be like, hey, check this place out. They did me a favor.
Right. So you post on social media and you use someone's toilet.
Kinda.
Right. So good.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of riding the fucking snail,
Jesus Christ.
man. So Wednesday morning was a fucking shit show. First of all, the trains aren't going, so I get on the tram. Secondly, I look down. I don't have my fucking lanyard on, so I have to come back home to pick up my lanyard and then go back in on the tram. I actually can't believe they expect you to pay for the tram.
You went back to get your lanyard.
I had to. I needed to get in.
Wow.
I needed my lanyard.
Buzzed you in?
No. No one could have buzzed me in.
Okay.
But I got to High Street and Separation, and then came back and then went back. But
Right.
man, it took me, I reckon, 22 minutes to get from here to Clifton Hill Station on tram, and then from Clifton Hill to the city, including walking time, was to the door of shout out City of Melbourne, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh.
Crazy. It was less, considerably less time
Oh, that's quite
on the
good.
train and on the foot
That's
than
quite-
it was on the snail.
That's quite good.
It's real. The first, I want to say it was the first 8th or 7th of the journey was from here to Clifton Hill Station in terms of kilometers.
Yeah.
And it was more than half the time. How's that add up? It doesn't.
Another thing that I don't understand how it's still a problem is when, during rush hour, the train stops between either Russell and Clifton Hill Station or outside Flinders Street. What?
Outside Flinders Street. Just pick a fucking lane.
Again, fucking computer program. Tells you when all the trains are coming in.
Yeah.
And it gives each of them a platform to go on.
Yeah.
Is it that difficult?
One has to exist.
It has to.
But also, what's the issue if
Also,
two trains
Google train platform organization program 3.
But also, what's the issue if two trains are separated by a meter?
Yeah.
Is there actually an issue?
No, I don't think so.
Neither do I.
No.
And also, moreover, there are actually extended platforms that you can use in Flinders Street.
Yeah.
Now, here's another one, which I tweeted about. Between Flinders Street and Southern Cross Station, just fucking hammer it. That journey can be
floor
1
it,
minute.
man. Floor
Just
it.
send it.
Why?
I know
Why?
it's on a slight curve, but just go.
Why are you
what
going?
if we dip a carriage once in a while? So what, we go pick it up?
20 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
It feels like.
It feels like that at least.
Fucking hell. God, it should be a minute. It should be a minute
It
on
should
the
be
train.
straight away.
It's 7.
Yeah.
It takes so long sometimes. You know when you're going to a sports game at Marvel Stadium, the worst stadium in the world.
It's already a fucking headache because you're going Marvel.
And then you're at Flinders Street Station and you're like, oh, fuck, well, I'll just stay on this train. The train sits at Flinders Street for 10 minutes. And then it takes 7 minutes to get to Southern Cross Station?
Moreover,
Are you kidding me?
the game that's at Marvel is not at the MCG, which is 2 stations before Southern Cross.
Exactly.
And about, what?
20 minutes?
I was going to say at the very least 10.
Yeah.
At the very least
At
10.
the very least.
In a comical situation, 20. But Jollymont,
being
you get off.
hyperbolic about it.
And Jollymont, you get off and you're like, oh, fucking oath, I'm at the Jollymont MCG. Southern Cross Station or Southern Cross Station. And you get off at that big station that's I could be in any country in the world right now. Then you get up and it's oh, I'm at corporate offices before I get to the footy. And then you just arrive at the footy. There's no gradient.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It's all pretty bad out there.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Should we try talking about some basketball? Or?
Yeah, we can do that. Welcome to episode 110 of the Jeff Van Gundy Tribute Show. 109. And 109 of the Jeff Van Gundy Tribute Show. I'm your co-host, Lucas. Joined as always by my co-host, Marco.
Good to be with you. I have to issue a quick correction before we start to the basketball side of things. I think it's the first mistake I've ever made on the podcast. But last week I said Janisha Wright with the Atlanta Dream won Coach of the Year.
Oh yes, you did.
And then I was quite surprised this week when Becky Hammond won Coach of the Year. It turns out I had just read several news articles reporting that she'd won AP. Associated Press Coach of the Year.
Yeah, right. Because Stewie won AP MVP.
Yeah. Now, I think more. So I apologize for the mistake. Will never happen again. Not this year. But it pointed me to a problem, an issue. I mean, it's just part of the chronic issue of how sort of underreported the WNBA is. When I googled all WNBA defensive team, it was really hard to actually get a result that was like, hey, these are the players these are the 10 players that were in the all defensive teams.
Now, I would like to push back on that because it's the case in the NBA as well.
It is.
When you search NBA All-Star team, why is 2017 the first year that comes up? Straight up. It's so hard, and it's on sportingnews.co. I don't need that.
You can type the strangest things into Google, such as I don't know, timetable organizer, free generator, and it will come up with a little Google thing of it. Why doesn't it do that with all-star teams?
You can search up banana backflip gif, and it'll come up with one. Actually, that'll get you a freaking more recent episode of the All-Star game.
You're more likely to get the 2022 NBA All-Stars by searching banana backflip gif.
GIF, exactly right.
Yeah, than 2022 NBA All-Stars.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, today when I was trying to find out who was in the old defensive team, or maybe it was yesterday, but it was just
Let's clear that up before we go any further.
It was Seattle Examiner, 3 Seattle Storm players selected in all defensive team. That's the first result. It also, the Seattle Examiner, maybe just mention who the 7 other all defensive players are.
Yeah, they are joining such and such.
Yeah, exactly.
Tanisha Wright from the Atlanta Dream. Yeah. She'll be coaching the old the WNBA second defensive team.
Oh, so she did win that award, is what you're trying to tell me.
Also, the AP awards. I don't know what's going on there, but they just never pick the actual award winner. So, if your favorite player, being Brianna Stewart, wins AP MVP, that is guaranteed she's not going to win the WNBA MVP.
Yeah, it's like the what are they called? The Golden Globes.
Yeah, what about them?
The same best film nominees or similar for the Oscars will be nominated for the Golden Globes, and it takes place a couple weeks, a month before.
Yeah.
The winner never wins the Oscar.
Yeah, right.
Very rarely. When it does, it's
I straight up
thought kiss of death,
I thought they were the same awards.
No, different.
Is one of them also nicknamed something else?
The Oscars.
Is that nicknamed something else?
No, the Academy Awards.
Yeah, right. What's that? That's the Oscars.
That's the Oscars.
Okay.
And Golden Globes, I don't know, it's something else.
Yeah. It's actually $30 a case down at your local Dan Murphy's.
Yeah, there we go.
But moving on to the second round and also first round recap of the WNBA playoffs, or should we just do something else? Should we just stop talking about basketball for once?
I guess so.
Do you want to do that Law and Order thing? That Law and Order segment you've been pitching for a few weeks now? What are we actually at?
We're actually at almost at 50 minutes.
Alright, well, let's get a type 5 on the WNBA.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? The Aces Storm series is going to be fucking phenomenal. It already has been.
It already is. Well, yeah, let's briefly talk about game 1 and 2. Game 1 was I think the most vulnerable we've looked in the last 3 months.
Thank you.
We played I think that the first quarter was the most fucking jittery quarter of WNBA I've seen this playoffs. We were awful. I think our shot selection was F. We were turning the ball over so much. And then you guys were just missing open shot after open shot after open shot. The D was actually quite good from both teams,
agreed.
Particularly the Storm. And I think that was the real throughout the game, the way you just denied us getting good looks from 3 or good looks from anywhere was incredible. the commentators kept like noticing it. We'd be just about to make like the rotation that breaks down the defense, and fucking one of your defenders would already be there every single time. I'm gonna look up how many 3-pointers we took, because it didn't feel like many at all.
Yeah. Oh my god, we've done a great job of defending the 3-point line against you guys. I was so happy with the first quarter of game 1.
Okay, we took 23, but we hit 6.
Yeah, I was very happy with the first quarter of game 1 defensively for the Storm, because I feel like 3 instances where you guys had a possession that ended in a shot that I was like, fuck, they beat us. Whereas all of the other possessions, it was like at the late clock and you finally got a shot off, or it was like, okay, I'm happy with giving that one up, or it was a well-defended shot.
Yeah.
And I remember the 3 shots you took. I don't remember what they were exactly, but I remember they were all misses, which I also thought was awesome, because I was like, oh, so we've taken them out of the game so much they're missing the open ones.
Yeah.
I know. I also remember that Kelsey Plum missed a layup, and I was like, doesn't happen. Yeah. And then I want to say the rest of game 1, I think you guys should have won. I think you guys should have come away with that with a win.
We did a really good comeback.
Yeah. We also, the Storm, was the offense, man. It goes back to like my Stewie for MVP case. It's too reliant on individual production. It was again today. Stewie had like 30 or something. And Jewel Lloyd, you guys defended the fuck out of her.
In game 2,
It's crazy in game 2. Like you guys shut her down. But still, the team was relying on her like getting hot. Whereas I feel like you guys have a much more fluid offense. And then in having that fluid offense, the ball always seems to find a way to find Kelsey Plum or Asia Wilson, or it finds them a lot.
Yeah. You're definitely right. Like, I think our offense is there isn't like a weak point. You know, I think what really stood out for me in game 1 is the number of just open shots Kia Stokes took and missed.
Yeah.
And it was just, that was obviously so by design by Seattle. It was like, all right, we just need to defend the fuck out of the other 4, and then whatever she wants, she can have.
Yeah.
And you know, she didn't take much.
Yeah.
But I think that more speaks to like when our offense is clicking, when we're not like sort of rushing possessions, when, you know, we're keeping up with the D, then there isn't a weak spot. It's not like we have to lean on somebody.
Yeah.
However, we have really had to, like, Chelsea Gray has just supported us.
No, man, she's been your best player
for entire quarters.
I'm telling you right now, as a fan of the opposite team, Asia's producing more, Kelsey Plum's producing more. Chelsea Gray is your best player.
Yeah.
When she's in the game, you guys look completely different.
Yeah.
She just knows this. She knows when to make the play. She knows the big moments. She knows how to swing the momentum. Like I don't care who disagrees with me. You couldn't tell me that Chelsea Gray isn't the best player in this series.
Yeah, definitely. And we go to her late in the shot clock. She just pulls something completely out of her ass.
Yeah.
I think she just has also statistically basketball reference, man. Anyway, that's another story. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure she had almost 20 today as well.
Yeah.
And she had 20 in the first game. So I think she's just been out and out our best player. Because like Asia was, she had 19. She had 19, 7 and 7 today.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
And
she forced 3 jump balls or 4?
Yeah. God. Yeah,
nuts.
Her hustle.
Also, she was defending centers. And then she turned 2 of them into strips. And then 3 or 4 of them into jump balls. Like, that's, 5 or 6 possessions that she dictated.
Yeah. She's incredible. Now, I think this series deserves to be one apiece. Like, I don't think there really has been that much between us. My biggest cause for concern going forward is how I think our front court matchup skews so far in your favor. Like, you know, obviously, Stewie and Asia are like equals. There's about as their impact on the game is about as equal as you can get, you know, like they're both amazing defenders and they're both just threats everywhere on offense. Like, God, I don't know how Stewie stops on a dime and pulls up from 3 like that. Like, there's too much size for her to just suddenly stop like she has so many times in this series. And then Asia's just got that takeover gene. But then you know, if they're going at each other, that sort of nullifies, you know, one nullifies the other. Tina Charles is just completely outmuscling Kia Stokes in any given situation. Tina Charles is outmuscling Asia Wilson. There's been lots of like one-on-one possessions with them that you know, where Asia's defending her, and like Charles almost always comes out on top. Like she's just that bit bigger and stronger than her, and more sort of like she's so basket oriented. You know, she's like, I'm getting the ball and I'm just storming my way in there. And boy, not enough hook shots in the NBA. Tina Charles bringing them back.
I half agree with the Tina Charles Asia thing, but she needs to score more, Tina Charles, because she's getting into her spots and she's just not making them. I think no, game 1 she played well, but game 2 she just needs to provide the support. Everyone needs to support Stewie better, but Tina Charles just needs to just hit on the open ones. And also, speaking of that Asia takeover gene, today, fourth quarter, I reckon Tina Charles was beating Asia on the glass, but today Asia was just like, no, I have to do this. I have to do this. Like, I have to win this game. And I feel like there was a lot more desperation from you guys, which I think was probably bound to happen after the first game.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that should have been a 5-point game. I feel like you guys should have put that away a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And then also, I don't know if this has been the case for you guys all season. I feel like we might have even talked about this about your matchup against the Mercury. But we went on 2 runs in this game, and you guys just watched it happen.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Well, I feel like we have talked about this, that like I think that Aces are so used to being in the driving seat of a run. They're so used to being like, oh, it's pretty evenly contested game, and then going like 20 and 2.
Yeah.
You know, like just completely dominating a team and taking them out of the game. That, I don't know, it's like we don't know what to do when a run's going against us. Because like watching the Sky in the other series, right? Whenever the Sun would like start to get a run on them, they really just like ground themselves, get a bucket down the other end, maybe call a timeout and just like flip things. We saw that in the Liberty series when they fucking, you know, conceded a 7-0 run and then went on an 18-0 run in return. And yeah, I just think we're not used to not dominating a game, that when it's sort of like evenly fought and then like it happened in the first game, we just look completely gormless. That we just lose our heads and start like taking early shots and you know, not sort of just going back to basics, not taking the time to ground ourselves. And I think that's how you fucking killed us in transition in game 1.
Yeah.
Like, because I think at one point it was like 16 points off turnovers to you, 0 for us.
I think you guys had 0 fast break points in game 1.
Yeah. And I think that's what we did better in game 2, is we defended the fast break so much better.
Yeah, and then you also hit on shots, like you were either stopping the fast break on your misses or you were making the basket, and then we were taking the ball out from under the ring.
Yeah.
Now I have to make mention of the refereeing in the second game. Look, it was a physical game. There's no way the free throw count should be that lopsided. It should just be even. Like, I don't care if it's Seattle has 11, Aces have 11, or both teams have 20 free throws. But there's no way at one stage you guys had 19 attempts to our 7. That can't happen. And like, you guys are initiating most of the contact, and it's great. It's so much fun to watch. But there's just no way it should be that much of a disparity. And also, Gabby Williams is coming back next game, hopefully. And initially I was thinking Williams on Plum would be the fun matchup, but Williams on Chelsea Gray will be fucking lit. Did you watch Sky Sun game 1?
Yeah.
Remember when Kalia Copper and I think Natasha Heidemann had the jump ball, and they were both, or was it Courtney Williams? They like Kalia Copper, and then one of those two.
Oh yeah. Was it Courtney Williams? No,
I can't remember. It was one of the Sun players, but they had a jump ball, and then neither of them would let go of the ball, and then for so long they both got tech fouls. Something like that's going to happen with Williams and Gray. But yeah, I think that initially I was thinking that Williams would be great for to defend Kelsey Plum, but yeah, as this series progresses, I feel like she has to defend Chelsea Gray.
Yeah, Kelsey. I feel like she wasn't great in game 1. Like, she missed a lot of shots, and she was really good in game 2. But I feel like, you know, stopping the bucket Chelsea Gray is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Plum's gonna get her buckets. She's gonna get her points. Like I don't know how well good perimeter defense actually defends Kelsey Plum.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, I don't know, like that Steph Curry thing. It's like, okay, what are you really gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not saying Kelsey Plum's anything like Steph Curry, but it's like the game sort of transcends just someone, you know, keeping up with you. It's like she's small and fast enough to get past anyone. She's you know, athletic and agile enough to finish against. Like today, she finished against both of your bigs.
Yeah, that was your first basket.
First possession. Of
Yeah. First play, straight away.
And then also she's like one of the best shooters in the league.
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem as important. Whereas Chelsea Gray's been really like deliberate, get to a spot, get a shot up.
Yeah.
It just happens to hit every time.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter.
Fucking all game.
It's fucked. I don't know what is wrong with her.
I didn't know that was the sound for that notification.
Wow.
I'm always on buzz mode.
Wow. Damn, why aren't you on buzz mode?
Because I did Drake's age before.
What do you reckon, Stephanie Talbot? Been pretty good?
Yeah, she was great in game one.
Yeah.
Because she took Gabby Williams' place, and I was actually thinking that was just like any game without Gabby Williams we didn't have a chance. But Steph Talbot just brought not exactly what Gabby Williams brings, but she like made like multiple defensive stops in the first game. I think she might have hit a 3 in the first quarter of the first game. She might have hit a 3 in the first quarter.
She did,
and then made another basket.
Yeah.
But she like more than filled Gabby Williams' shoes, and then she kind of just I think she's a good defender and a sneaky good rebounder. But yeah, I think
she's like quiet. She's a good size, you know.
Yeah,
like she's wing size.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just like understood what her role was. She was providing the support that Stewie needed in game 2, in game 1, and she was providing it to both Stewie and Jewel Lloyd. And she just understood that that's what the game called for her. I think she knows. I think she's a very smart basketball player, and she's a very selfless basketball player as well.
Yeah, it was a real. For me, it felt like one of those, you know, step up moments.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, oh, she probably had this. She definitely had this in her wheelhouse. Yeah, and just like there was no need for her to be sort of as solid as she was in those minutes. Yeah, it's just nice. Just nice having two Aussies fucking you know, playing really crucial roles for a team like Seattle. But yeah, I think her playing well, it's made me really, really worried about like the disparity in depth between our two teams.
You reckon we're deeper?
Yeah, well, because like you go, if Gabby Williams comes back, you got Talbot, Ezzy, and Brown January, who are all just like really solid basketball players. Yeah. We've got Rakona Williams, and that's it really. Like,
is Jack Young starting?
Yeah.
Did Asia play every minute today?
Let's have a look. 38.
She played the whole first half. I know that.
Yeah. Chelsea, Asia, and Jackie all played 38 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the WNBA. Like, it's more common, you know, to sort of not be going 9 deep in the playoffs.
And also, the next game's on like Monday, so they're going to be fresh.
Yeah, but you know, like, I think if we don't get Hamby back, which I actually don't know what the timeline is.
I get the feeling she's not going to come back. I think she's been like cleared to train or something. But I definitely get the feeling that she was kind of listed as inactive for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And then when you guys go 0-1 down, she gets cleared to train. I was actually thinking about this today. Do you if Gabby Williams and Derek Hamby were to come back to their respective teams, which team would benefit more?
Well, I think Gabby Williams is like the more impactful player, like just sort of the player you need in the playoffs as well, like a lockdown defender. But you've done really well without her. Yeah, like, you haven't looked like you're missing her. Like maybe it'll be in game 3 she'll come back and be like, oh, that's the impact she has on the game is you win by 15 points or something like that, you know. But I think we've just been missing Hamby because we just haven't had enough big bodies. Like we just haven't had front court players. And going up against like your front court trio is just Like you need it. You need it. You need at least three. You need at least three bodies to throw. Throw at your three. Yeah.
However, you have been beating us with Asia and then the 4 guards. That lineup.
I was about to say. Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say was, as you said, you haven't really noticed the absence of Gabby Williams. When that lineup's on, we have.
Yeah.
Because we play Stewie, and then our 4 guards would be Sue Bird, Jewel Lloyd, Steph Talbot, and Breon January. And if you take it out, January is good, but if you take her out and sub in Gabby Williams, that changes everything.
Yeah.
And then also, same thing with the small lineup. The reason you guys are going small is not because it's like, oh, we want these midgets on there. It's like, no, we don't want Repair or Kia Stokes out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then if you would have Derek Hamby, then it's like she can like defend from fucking the entire back half court. Like she can defend from the perimeter and then up a bit above the perimeter. But then also she can like just be the best rebounder in a game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So valuable. But I think on that point, like the possessions where we had Jackie Young on Stewie, like they weren't bad. You know, like there's not much anyone's gonna do to stop Stewie, but like, you know, Jackie Young is a good enough defender to sort of to keep her, you know, to keep her outside the paint at the very least. Yeah.
Game 3 thoughts?
I don't know. Going to Seattle's scary.
The Climate Pledge Arena.
Yeah, going from the Michelob Ultra Arena to the
Pledge.
Arena. It's not fun. I think you'll win, but I think the momentum's with us.
Definitely.
Like I think we were probably, you know, the best team over about 6 of the 8 quarters so far.
Yeah, I would. I would agree. 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Yeah.
But definitely more than half the time.
Yeah. But I think going to Seattle, Gabby Williams coming out back, it'll be enough of a boost for you to win.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I think it'll be really close. I like us for the series though.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, saying that we're going to go 2-1 down isn't a glowing endorsement either.
But now we're on the clock. Like we need to punch you in the mouth to start the next game.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that we need to show is just like multiple good offensive possessions in a row. And then if you guys get on your run, we just need to make stop. Just have a make stop back to back, because it felt like every time you guys were on your run and we would get a stop, you would then get another stop. Or if we would get a make, you would for sure get a make the next play down. So if you can just put together a make stop, even a make stop make, while you guys are going on your run, just so we can show we can maybe put a little full stop on that run.
Yeah.
And maybe you need to start a new sentence. But that specific run, we controlled maybe 30 seconds of it.
Yeah.
And I think the main reason we weren't getting that was because of just this, not dynamic offense, and the just heavy reliance on Stewie.
Yeah.
So I think that I definitely, if I had to tip, I'd tip you guys to win it all, but definitely win this series. But I don't know. There's also there is this other part of me that's Subird might just come out in Seattle and drop 18.
Yeah.
In the first game, she had 12 assists and no turnovers.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know where she hit that bucket she hit at the end of game 2.
Over Asia?
To bring it within... Was it within 3 or within 1?
It was within 2, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and it was just just an incredible out-of-nowhere bank shot.
Yeah.
You're fucking 40 plus years old.
She's she'll be 42 a couple weeks after the season ends.
Hell.
Yeah.
Insane. So, yeah, I don't think... There's a lot of players that you can't, you just can't count her out.
Yeah.
And Stewie had a good 30 today in a loss.
Yeah.
So, what she's going to do with home court, it could be anything.
Yeah. It really could be. Well, we introed this episode for about 50 minutes. And now we've come to the end. I think we've come to the end.
Yeah, look, sun, sky, it's been good.
Yeah, it's been good, not great. First game, I was actually a little shocked that the Sun came out of that with a win. I thought the Sky were definitely the better team. And Candace Parker put up a stat line that, even a box score warrior would be able to tell who the best player in that game was.
My God, let's just read it out for the punters. 19, 18, 5, 6 blocks, 4 steals.
She was a steal away from a 5x5 in a fucking playoff
In a
game.
fucking playoff game.
Yeah.
And she's just such an incredible player.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's not much else to say. She can do it all at an advanced age as well. And yeah, I think like she's pretty much on track to be the best playoff player in WNBA history. Like she's second in points. I think she just got to second in rebounds, third in blocks. Like she's just up there in fifth in assists.
Yeah.
Like up there in every single playoff stat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Sun came out with a real good intensity. Let's keep this really brief. They came out with a real good intensity in game 1 that I didn't see in the previous series at all. Where they were just like hounding the Sky on every possession. I think that's how you have to play the Chicago Sky, is just try and like break their equilibrium as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they won game 1. And I think the Chicago Sky are just such a fucking professional team.
Yeah.
That's why they won game 2.
Yeah, I think that'll go, oh wow, fucking 5-point game in the footy, right?
Deary me, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch that last quarter. But I think the Sky will like sweep it from here, like three games in a row.
Yeah.
Today I tuned into the game at the end of the third quarter, and I think the Sky were like 15 points up, but I could tell as soon as the fourth quarter started, both teams had like mailed it in. And they were having these like mini games within the game, but everyone knew that it was like Sky win. Like the Sun weren't really trying to win, but there were a few cool moments at the end of the game. I feel like fucking Kalia Copper again. And oh fuck, I keep forgetting the Sun player. But I think it was like a rookie getting their first minutes. I think they got a tech foul or something.
Oh right, yeah.
But it was the best time it's the best way to get a tech foul.
Yeah.
It was like, it was game over, and it was just like they chucked a bit of energy back into the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, because usually I feel like people. Oh my fucking god!
What a pearl!
Charlie Cameron has just kicked a goal that you would have all seen by now, putting the Lions up by 1. Should we commentate the last game? The game to finish the
spray tans.
However, back to the Sun Sky for a bit. I think only cause for concern for the Sky in the second game, in their win against the Sun, was Jonquel Jones was just in a rhythm, and I think she's going to continue that rhythm into game 3, and I think they should have maybe done something to stop it. But also shout out to Jonquel Jones, because I feel like she's had a lot of criticism about her playoff performances in the past, and she's been great this year.
Yeah, she's not going to be the reason the Sun don't win.
No.
Or don't progress any further, because I think it was in game 2. Again, I think it was their first possession. She just hit a fucking deep 3 with a defender in her face. It's like, what the fuck? You're 6'7". Right?
Yeah.
Settle down.
Yeah. She's my damn mate.
And yeah, I wanted to go on air. I think Kalia Copper is the best wing player in the WNBA.
I've never seen a basketball player just like get to the rim no matter what's happening.
Yeah.
No matter what is happening or who is on her, she'll just be at the rim.
Yeah.
Like she'll take one, and she'll probably be like, what, 6 foot?
Yeah.
So there's like usually 2 players, usually probably 3 players on the other team taller than her. And then she's probably getting guarded by one of the quicker, smaller players. And routinely, she gets past everyone.
Yeah.
Like she'll just be at the rim. I don't understand. I don't understand how.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And it's usually just like one dribble layup.
Yeah.
So like there's going to be some micro movement she's doing that just always throws her defender.
Like no one can keep up with her. No one can even no one's like on her hip. She's always past them with like a good 10 centimeters between them.
Yeah, you want to talk about fucking Mamba mentality? Few people possess it. Devin Booker and Jason Tatum definitely don't. Kalia Copper does.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. We should, and you know what? No way she's putting that on her Instagram.
No fucking way.
Check her Instagram.
Instagram notification. Yeah, it's a selfie of her in a casket.
All right, well, I think we got to call it.
Was it the mention of a casket?
See you guys next week.
Bye.